David, in the early part of the summer, had opened talks with his agent, and that was to be completed or continued after the World Cup. I was in the office on August the 14th and David phoned me. He'd got a phone call from his agent saying that he wasn't signing a contract. So then David came across to see me. He said, I'm on my way across, I can't believe this. Well, I couldn't believe it. I just was dumbfounded. I could not understand it at all, because only months before he's saying he's the greatest club in the world, he wanted to stay for life, and we just don't know what's changed the boy's mind, really, in relation to that. But David was shocked, I was shocked, and dealing with it, what was the next step was, you know, it was going to be important and decisive for us how we deal with the situation. I then asked to have a meeting with the boy, and he reiterated what his agent had said. He wanted to go, and I said to him, only one thing I said to him, I said, well, just remember one thing, respect this club. Don't want any nonsense from you, just respect the club. Which, you know, I don't know if he's done that, you know, but I'm going doubts in that, because we're reading all these things about falling out with me and all that nonsense. Then it's disappointing, because we've done everything we possibly can to help Wayne Rooney since the minute he's come to the club. We've always been there as a harbour for him. Any time he's been in trouble, the advice we've given him, I've done nothing but that. Even I was prepared to give him financial advice many times. But and you do that for your players. It's not just Wayne Rooney. That's Manchester United. This is a club which bases all its history in the loyalty and foundation of trust between player and manager and club for many, many years, before Alex Ferguson, for the days of Sir Matt. That's what it's founded on. So Wayne's been the beneficiary of that help, just the same as Ryan and Paul Scholes and all the players. That's what we're there for. So there's been no falling out. So there we are. We've got into a situation where the media, and this is why we have to clarify the situation for our fans, because what we saw on Saturday is unacceptable. The minute we go to 2-2 and they're chanting Wayne Rooney, it's a pressure on the players. You know, it didn't do any good to the team. So we've got to clarify the situation and try to put it right. And of course, the offer, well, there's no offer on the table because they're not prepared to listen to an offer. But there's always the offer there for Manchester United to negotiate with the player, and that's still there.
Just how disappointed are you? Because whether Wayne is in good form or poor form at the moment, we know what he can do as a player. We saw that last season. Are you personally disappointed at the moment? Yes,
I'm disappointed, very disappointed. I can't believe it. But when you manage Manchester United, there is always something you have to deal with, and we've had to deal with these situations over the years. And there is a disappointment in a lot of the times when you have to deal with the modern day players. It's not as easy as it was many, many years ago when before freeing my contract, because then the player had to trust and depend on the manager he worked for. There's no doubt about that. And I must say this, you had more contact with parents, with the father. I mean, even yesterday I says to Edmund van der Sar, who had made that mistake on Saturday, well, how are you feeling? He says, the first phone call I got was from my father. I said, well, listen to him, because that's the one you should listen to.